All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Morning Focus Call. And I'm excited to have those people with me on the screen. And I am so excited about it. Kelly, now that you're listening to me, will you, not that you weren't, but will you please send Abby the number she can find it? Oh, there she is, maybe. Anyway, I am really glad that you guys are joining us this way today. I know that it's our first one that we're doing on Zoom, and it's going to be a little bit different, and people are probably still calling into the other number. And so Sonia wanted me to repeat sending out that a couple of times, so I hope it was okay that I did that last night. And I don't even know if I did it again this morning, but glad that you guys found it and that you're on. We're going to try to do it this way. Well, no, we're not going to try. We are going to do it this way for the rest of the summer for sure, and hopefully through the end of the year. We were talking about building community and how we're all not together all the time, and GTC was such a great place to be, and I think community camaraderie and building that relationship is strong. And let me see if I can mute everyone. No. Okay, now shake your head if you can hear me. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so I'll let Mary mute and unmute herself, or I'll help you out there, Mary, if you need to. But just to start us off, there's a lot of things going on Mary's team right now, and I know that they're growing, and I just wanted her to share with us a little bit, and I don't want to take away from anything that she's going to say, so I'm not going to tell you what I wanted her to share, but I wanted her to come on for a couple of minutes and just share with us a few things, okay? Mary, let's see if I can unmute. I gotcha. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, she told me she wanted it from the heart, so I didn't actually prepare anything. She wanted me to share about, what is happening with the team. It focuses mostly around Amanda, which most of you guys met at GTC. There was something that really clicked with Amanda there at GTC. I need to actually try to interview her and find out what it was, but there was something that got deep in her heart, and I can tell it's like she feels unstoppable, which is really good for a new person to be in that place. And she is just really working it, and she has stepped up into leadership on my team page, posting things when I'm not quite getting things in there, and just sharing what she's doing and saying, things like, you need to be working on your June reach outs now, and, try this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And so she did promote, and she is just on a mission to get those business builders. She did go to district without any other, quote, business builders, so she's got a couple of really good purchase PCs and consultants that purchase quite a bit. But I know she's very excited. She is definitely out there on mostly on Facebook all the time with things, and doing a lot of virtual parties, and then other one-on-ones, 3-on-1s. She's doing a makeup party this weekend for a Miss Kansas. I don't know if she's going for the title or if she's a former, but it is, which you all know, I think everybody that's on this morning have been in Arbonne a while. You know what energy that feeds out and into your team when you have another person really working the business, because we all know if we really work it, it really does work. And she's, determined to earn the retreat in July and bring other people with her. And I know it's helping Michelle. Michelle's going through, there's just some things with work and home and everything. And so this has really been a blessing for Michelle too. So I don't know Leah, do you have a specific question or anything?
No, I really wanted you just to share that, and how, I just feel like it invigorates everyone whenever something's going on in your organization, and it gives you that breath of fresh air that you need to think, okay, who else? What else can I do? And it's just exciting. And I just wanted to tell everybody about it. So I appreciate it, Mary. I think what's happening with each of our teams, whenever that's happening, I think it's important for us all to share, because that's what helps us stick to it and know there's hope. There's always somebody out there. There's something else that can be done. And so I want that encouragement as much as we can have. I think it's important. So I hope you guys feel that too. I get excited for Amanda just being, oh my gosh, she's in so much activity. What's going on now? And I think it gives us ideas and helpful hints too. Reminders of what we've done. And, oh yeah, I've done that. Well, maybe I need to do it again. So anyway, thank you, Mary. All right. She did mention the retreat, so I wanted to share about that. Thank you, Dean. I wanted to share about that for a little bit. I know that sometimes these points are a little like, okay, what is it? What are we supposed to be doing? And how do we get these points and all that? So Sonia, when we first talked about it, we were just setting out for April, the points that we were supposed to earn and everything. I don't know who all has turned those in, but I hope that you have done that so far. And I've gotten a couple of people that have sent theirs in to me. So I'm just keeping track of my own team. And so I think Sonia's keeping track of everybody else. But this month, remember what it is, 3 ASVPs at least. And that way you get 3 points. That doesn't mean stop there. That means keep going, but you get those 3 points. Sonia wanted to keep the point system low so that you didn't have to track every time you did one. But heck, if you wanted to, go ahead. But the 3 points will count toward it. Oh, my dad's calling me. That might or might not be good. I'm going to go ahead with the call, but okay. And then the other 3 points were going to be from signing up $150 at least PCs/consultants. So getting at least 3 of those in, and then a point for your own $150 order, so that you know that you're personally getting, get your check and getting paid, or Hyper Wallet link, whatever you get paid, however you get paid now. And then let's see. You all help me out here. It's 2 points for getting people on to the Discover Arbonne call, which we've already had. I recorded that and sent it out. So if you send that out to other people and they listen to it, and you follow up with the 4 questions and asking them to join you, and go ahead and close them on that, whether it's a yes or a no, that counts. So being sure that you've done that, okay? And I think that adds up to 9. There seems to be one more point somewhere that we can get, and I'm sorry I don't have that right in front of me, but I promise I will get that to you by the end of the day, so that you can have a checklist of everything. Allison, what is it? You tell me.
Is it one for the Pure Perks?
Yes, that's it. That's it. And Pure Perks ends on the 15th, which is what, tomorrow? So we've got 2 days to do that. But that's the next thing I wanted to share with you. And so I'm glad you remembered that, because Father's Day is coming, right? And we did something. We had a nice little package for Mother. So, I can't really say anything, but I do want you to know that there will be something coming. How's that? Okay, so just be prepared for that after the 15th. Okay, so you count those 2. All right. Now, next, I wanted to talk to you. How in the world, we talked about sponsoring on the call for the nation meeting, and we are all, everybody that's on live right now, we've been in this business and we know what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and go through some of these things that I do, and then at the end, it's almost been about 13 minutes that we've been on here, but at the end, if anybody has anything extra they'd like to add, I would love for you to, and then I can just get this recording out to everybody, and then that way, anyone that is joining us or new that gets on, they can watch and have some other things, other ideas that they might want to share, okay, or learn from. So first of all, there are so many ways to sponsor, and so many different things that we do, and that we have little tools in our tool belt that we're ready to go, right? Everybody's always ready. True? We have our business cards. We have our sample packs of things ready. in our purses so that, whenever we are out and about, or at least in the car, so that we can hand those things out. And we also have our mouth. And that is the most important part of sponsoring, is talking and asking, and your ears. Your ears are so important in sponsoring because we have to listen to the people that we're around, so that we know what we need to offer them, okay? But I also want you to remember a list in your mind, okay? So we've got our mouth, we've got our ears, now we've got our mind, okay? I want you to think, first of all, we need to share the business. We always share the business first. Because if we share the products first, then, they think, oh, here's a product. I might or might not like that one. I might or might not use that one. And they're not going to go for the business when they think they're not, or they might, or somebody else will or won't use something. So always go for the business first. And then we want to, number 2, get a presentation. Whether they do the business or not, we always want to get presentations with them so that we can get in front of their family and friends and their acquaintances, so that we can either, 1, help them build the business and connect them to them, or 2, get to know those people so that we can build a business with them, okay? The third thing that you want to do is, if they cannot have a presentation, either online or in person, then you want to be sure that you have something to give them, either the totes with our products in them to try and share, or sample packs like I showed you just a minute ago. The fourth thing that you want to do is get referrals, okay? We always want to get referrals from those people. After you pick up your products and your different things that you've been doing, you want to get those. And you want to find out a little bit about those people, because, it feels kind of cold calling someone and not knowing anything about them. But if they're referring them, you can always mention, hey, your friend Sarah said that she really thought that you would love the RE9 skincare, and I want to bring some by for you to try. And so you can do that. And then 5th, what would the 5th be? The 5th is follow up. You want to repeat and do that all over again. And so just because they told you no at the very beginning does not mean that they're always a no. I know that Abby right now is going back through everyone that is in her organization and contacting them in some way or manner to invite them to something, or to actually host something on their own, so that she can get back in contact with a lot of people. And not that she wasn't in contact with them, but asking them again, and then meeting their friends, because everybody makes a new friend every once in a while, I hope. And then you can get into someone else's realm of people. And I think that's so fun, because that's how this works. It's just a social networking, and we're just being referred to other people and making new friends. And I love keeping the old friends, because I love seeing, I know we're not old, but I love keeping friends that have been made in the past so that we can all be together and grow. But we want more new friends. We want people to continue to come on board with us and to share this opportunity. Now, those are just little tidbits I wanted to keep in your mind. So your mouth is your office. Your ears are your tools to listen with, to know what to offer. And then those 5 key points, keep in your mind. That's how you're going to offer it. So that was the simple part of the business that I wanted to share today. The other thing for you in your heart and your mind connecting together, I want you all to go back to cards, okay? I have my cards here that I've started reading again every day, and making sure that I do that. I used to have them ingrained in my brain and my children's brains when they were in the car with me. And so I want you to have at least 1 or 2 sets of these, one for the car, one for the house, whatever, so that whenever you're at a stop sign, you can flip a few and read them. And then that you do these at least 2 to 3 times a day, because the more that you are doing affirmations, the more you're believing what you're telling yourself. Okay. So instead of listening to ourselves, we want to listen to others, and we want to talk to ourselves and tell ourselves how good we are and how great we are at this business, and that we are growing organizations that are nations and bringing other nations on board with us. So be sure to do your cards again. And I would love for my team to share those with me, because I want to know what you think about yourself. I may add a few to it, because I think sometimes our sponsors, I know Sonia does, our sponsors believe in us more than we believe in ourselves. So I think it's important that we get a couple of those affirmations from our sponsors, and we start telling ourselves what they think about us too. I think that's awesome. Another thing I wanted to tell you is that my sweet husband, he has been doing something for me. Anytime he reads something, he will cut it out if he thinks it has something to do with Arbonne and brings it home to me. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's another little thing that I can have in my tool belt. And I love it. Oh, Dixie has that one too. Okay, so our omegas are really important for Alzheimer's. So we need to be taking those. And so that's something that we can share at our classes. I feel like Sonia keeping paper now. I don't keep paper, so that cracks me up. And then he brought one home on skin cancer and talking about that. And so I just wanted you guys to know that I think it's important that we share those kinds of articles, and especially within your family. I think it's kind of fun. That way they're on board with you too. There's two other parts that I want to talk to you about that are really important about feeding your, Allison?
What publication was that article in, if we want to look it up?
Okay, Beating Alzheimer's. Dixie, what was that? I can take a snapshot of it and send it to you. I think it might have been like in the newspaper in the parade or something like that. Okay. And then on the skin cancer one, I don't know, but it has a little bit about bladder control too. We need to talk about that. It's also parade. So he must have really been into that one that week. So anyway, those are the ones. The other part about feeding your mind and getting your heart and your mind connected and becoming a leader, and we are all leaders that are on this call, but everybody that joins our business has leadership qualities. But I think growing those qualities that you already have and learning other things that we can do are so important. And so one of the things that I do all the time, whether I have 10 minutes or 15 minutes, even if I get up to 30 minutes, I'm so excited, I read. And so reading, right now I'm reading Thrive, but I'm also listening to an Audible. It's called Girl, Go Wash Your Face. And it is so good. So if you haven't listened or heard or read that one, that would be one that you would really want to put on your list. There's something else that I'm doing, and this is just a weekly one. There's 52 chapters, and so that's why I'm doing this one weekly, and it's called What If God Wrote Your Bucket List? And then it says 52 things you don't want to miss. And that is by Jay, and I do not know how to say his last name, but it's Payleitner, I believe, Payleitner. And so each chapter is only just a few pages. And so that it's, maybe 2 to 3 pages. And so it's really simple to read when I don't have a lot of time, and I can just grab that for the day and read it. And then I like to think about it all week since it's 52 weeks. And then by the end of the year, I'll have, new things that God wants me to have on my bucket list. So with that, I wanted to tell you one quick story about that, and it's called Write Your Story. I grabbed this notebook when I saw it because I just listened to something on SoundCloud from Donna Johnson a few months ago. And one of the girls had written her story out and what she wanted her life to be like with Arbonne. And then she just tossed it in a box a few months later after she had read it for a few months. She would write to herself and then read it and write to herself and read it, and did that every day for a few months. And she didn't feel like anything was coming true. She tossed it in a box, and after she went MVP, she pulled that box out and read it, and it was exactly what had happened to her in her growth and her journey. And so I think it's so important that we do write to ourselves. And the reason I'm relating these two books about What If God Wrote Your Bucket List and then writing your own story is because when I was flying out to GTC, I had my aha moment in the seats in the airplane before I even got to GTC. And so this year, Global Training Conference was such a breath of fresh air to me and so relaxing because I already got what I needed. And sweet Gina Ballou was sitting beside me, and we were both just visiting, and we kind of had our earbuds in for a minute, and then we'd take them out and we'd visit again. And it was a time where I didn't want to bother her. She needed to be doing something because she was writing and journaling, and she didn't want to bother me if I was going to be reading or listening to something. But yet we just kept having this attraction and this being drawn together and talking. And she finally just said, Leah, do you journal? And I said, well, I'm one of those that I'll start one, and then, the next year I'll find it and I've filled up 2 or 3 pages, and I think, what in the heck was I thinking? Now this past year, anytime that I've read a book, then I write about it, or anytime I'm on a conference call, I write in that same journal. And so I have been filling it up, and I've been very proud of that. But she said one of the things that she did was she started writing her own story. And I thought to myself, okay, when did you start this? And she did it a year ago. And so she said from reading back a year ago in April to what she was reading that day, the difference in her relationship with Christ and with what was going on in life was so different, and how much growth she had done over that year. And she said, there's only 3 questions that I ask myself every day. And those 3 questions are, the first one is, God, what do you want me to learn about you today? And then she journals about that and just writes out whatever comes to her mind. And then, God, what do you want me to learn about me today? And then she writes that out. And then the last one is, God, what do you want me to learn about? And she puts a blank. Whatever comes to her mind is what she writes about that day. And so you could even see, like at first there was just, she does it in different colors so that she can see the, the different paragraphs really easily to know how much she had written that day. And so the first few weeks or months, it was just little bits and few sentences at a time. And now it's just like, sometimes she said it's just pages, and she doesn't stop until she feels like he's stopped talking to her. And that relationship has grown, and she can really hear him, in things that she's doing throughout life, and those little nudges that we get. For instance, if someone comes to your mind and you think, oh, I need to call her, don't put it off. Do it then, because that is him talking to you saying, hey, I brought this person to your mind. There's something you need to say to them. Just give them a call. Okay, whether that's about the business or life or whatever it might be. So I think it's really been interesting the past few weeks while I've been doing that. And I am so anxious for this next year to go by. I mean, I don't want to hurry it or anything, but I can't wait to see the growth and what happens with that. And her organization has started doing that together. And not that they share what they're writing or anything, but her main leaders are doing that together now because she's taught them that. And it has just grown immensely. So I was excited to tell you all about that. And I hope that you all would like to take that journey with me. Anyway, I hope that would be something that would be of interest to you and you could use. Is there anything else that you guys would like to say or share that you add in to your sponsoring, or those 5 things that I was telling you that I keep in my mind, or something different that you do that you want others to know?
Leah?
Yes.
Well, I don't have anything to share from me that's coming to mind, but do you mind sharing what your aha moment was on the way to GTC?
Okay. That part was just that the closer I am to God and the more I am open to listening to him, the easier it is for me to not only do his will, but to be in the right frame of mind and be open to whoever he puts in front of me, and to be ready for that moment at any time, rather than just like, okay, tomorrow morning I'm going to go out and I'm going to look for new people and sponsor while I'm at the mall or while I'm at the grocery store,
Right.
because I seem to be at home a lot more than I used to be. And so
We're eating a snack.
Meeting new people has been a little bit more difficult for me, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
I know that he has people out there for me. I just need to be the one that's willing to obey and listen, because he gives me those little nudges all the time. I just think that I push them out of my mind or written them down like I'll do it later. And so it's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go also with that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It's a very simple aha, but it's just something that I needed to hear again. Okay. All right. Well, girls, I am so excited that we got on together today. If you guys have anything else you want to share, we can do that now. And if not, I'll just send out the recording as soon as possible. All right, thanks. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. And sponsor. See you later. Bye.
Bye.